This is a Japanese practice, Kiko. Ki meaning energy, ko meaning cultivation. And in this particular practice today, we are going to open the gates. Now these, in Japanese culture, Kiko has come from China and come from the Qi Gong traditions. However, it is a little different and very much connected to Zen Buddhism. And so here we're opening the Qi gates to two big qualities in Zen Buddhism, which are compassion and creativity. We're really opening the body here to an inner practice that allows us to step away from the external world for a short time. I'm going to make the star here and just show you with the arms. I make a right angle with the arms. And in a moment I will add a balance aspect to the star by lifting the foot of the most high hand. Coming down and changing again. The balance work in Kiko is incredibly important, but only do what is stable and nurturing and compassionate for you. Even balancing on your big toe is fine. And you can see there I've lost my balance slightly, which is so fine. The star in the Zen Buddhism story, the Buddha sat under a banyan tree and saw a star in the sky. And so we do start with that beautiful star. A Zen practice of Kiko is aiming to create a state of pure awareness. This is moving into the lotus. Not quite, actually. This is Earth's ascent. We go down, we brush the fingers on the earth, we're bringing the scent up. Perhaps we can visualize a field of flowers. And taking a moment to breathe in the life-giving scent of the earth. The elements in Japanese philosophy are slightly different to Chinese philosophy, in that they are earth, water, fire, wind, and sky or air. This earth form of imagining a carpet of flowers and inhaling the scent is just a beautiful way to ground us in the early first few minutes of a practice. I'm going to move into a water form now, and I'm imagining a beautiful lake in front of me here. The word for water in Japanese is sui. Earth is Qi. And as we do more embodied movement, we can start to really become very nuanced in what we focus on. Initially, it might just be creating the circles on the surface of the water and drawing them into the body. But then we might begin to bring more of a focus to shifting the weight from one side of the body to the other. We also have an opportunity to not only visualize water on the lake, but actually become the water. And we can do this in any way that feels natural and right to us. There is no wrong way. As long as whatever we are doing is not hurting the body, there's just no wrong way to use embodied movement as a meditation practice. Coming back to this sense of water filling the body, cleansing the body, and allowing us to embody some of the beautiful qualities of water, such as fluidity, adaptability, flow, not getting too fixed about things, finding ways to move around difficult challenges. And now I move to the lotus. This is a fire form. The lotus is a flower that has been celebrated in literature, poetry, the arts, and is particularly sacred in Asian cultures. It rises from the mud, opens its beautiful face to the sky, and is a symbol of peace and perfection. I go down to the mud, inhale up, and then radiate my arms down. The lotus is found deep in the water and rises up towards the sun. It's thought that Buddha held up a lotus flower while teaching his disciples, and he didn't say anything. He just held up the flower. It's also known as a harmony flower and used as an emblem of harmony. I'm breathing into the heart here. We know logically that we are still breathing in through the nose, out through the nose during a Qi Gong practice, Kiko practice. However, we can imagine breathing into different parts of the body. This is another fire form. I'll take you through it. I breathe into the heart. On the exhalation, I'm going to expand out this heart-generated love and emotion. But then I'm going to create a chimney to allow the fire to be contained. Fire has a dual nature. Fire in Japanese is ka. It has a dual nature, both destructive and creative. It purifies and renews the earth, germinates seeds, and the rising smoke signifies peace and a pathway for the spirit to return to the sky. Exhaling out, inhale, exhale down, create my chimney. A form such as this one can help us to regulate emotion when we feel a lot of emotion, fiery emotion, perhaps getting out of control inside us. We all have those moments. I'm going to move into a wind form now. This is a cloud. And I hold it in front of the body and then change hand position on each side. One of the things we can do here is to really focus on our hands and watch the ways in which they move through the cloud. Then have an opportunity to lay that cloud down around us. Feel the softness and then begin to step on clouds. Once again, we've got an opportunity here to balance. There is no need to lift your foot any further than is compassionate and safe and comfortable for you. Wind forms can be a messenger from our ancestors, a divine animating spirit and a metaphor for the 4 directions of the compass. Each time between each form in Kiko, we come into Mushin. Mushin translates as no mind. It's a nothingness, purpose that leads to an acceptance of things as they are. The characters for Mushin in Japanese are without and heart. And so the metaphor might be there to help us to grapple with, but perhaps to not cling too much to things that we can't change. Moving into a sky form now. This is the moon. I hold the moon between the palms of my hands and inhale her luminous light at the top of this form. So exhaling down and around, inhaling her light and exhaling down. I move straight into another moon form here. Holding the moon, I inhale and take her to the sky. And then push away mountains on the exhale to make sure that she is fully visible. Inhale, because I've noticed her reflection on the water, and reunite that reflection with the moon in the sky, completing the form by radiating down. Sky forms are reminiscent in Japanese philosophy of a life-giving energy, the energy of Qi or Qi in Chinese. This is an unseen air and it symbolizes imagination beyond what we can see, beyond the visible. As I reunite the moon with the reflection of the moon here, I can take a moment just to bask in that sense of moonlight. Place the moon in the sky, push away mountains on the exhalation. Inhale when I notice the moon, exhale down. The moon's reflection is now going to be reunited with the moon in the sky. Just a beautiful rhythmic very life-giving form. Air encourages us to move and think freely, to allow our souls to soar, and can also teach us valuable lessons about space, creativity, and spirituality. I'm moving into a mountain form now. Again, this is earth form. And we're going to create Mount Fuji here, Fuji-san to the Japanese people. A very sacred presence in the lives of Japanese people. This form begins by putting the backs of the hands together, inhaling, then exhaling down to the center of the earth, pulling up the earth, creating Fuji-san, and then embodying the presence of a mountain, stable, grounded, calm, the place from which all life springs and all life returns. Exhale down, inhale all the way up. Push away mountains to create space for Fuji-san. Embody the mystical, sacred presence of Mount Fuji. Taking a moment here in Mushin, nothingness, just to sense the energy within my skin, and then beginning to seal it in. One of the things that we begin to notice with a daily Qi Gong practice is that the external world is very jarring, very confronting, not subtle in any way. And it doesn't care one iota if we have spent time cultivating an inner calm and peace and harmony. And therefore, it's important for us to close this energy in and protect it. It's very, very valuable in today's world. We complete the practice today with 3 bows, forming the sun and the crescent moon with our hands. Bowing firstly to one another. When we are lucky enough to practice Qi Gong together, or Kiko, our hearts beat in resonance with one another. This is pretty special and worth feeling grateful for. The second bow is to all of the teachers in our lives, and most particularly the teachers of our natural world, of which we are a part. And we bow with gratitude for all that nature has to offer us and to teach us. The third and final bow, and I just love to let go here, is to the earth, our one and only habitat, the source of all well-being. Our mother. For many of us, we see the earth as our mother, the ultimate mother. Apologies for the banging. I have building going on in the house behind me. Coming back into Mushin, nothingness, for a final inner scan. Just to feel whatever there is to feel. Thank you for joining me today for this beautiful Japanese compassion and creativity Kiko. I have to bring these beautiful flowers to show you as well. It was lovely to be with you today.